Really excited to get involved and see, the community out here supporting, a lot of big initiatives.
Now at 6, tens of thousands of people flooded downtown Portland over the weekend to participate in the nationwide No Kings rally. Why some experts say these protests and the communities they create are sparking change.
With some families starting to return home from spring break, TSA could start receiving back pay as soon as today after an executive order from the president. We have the latest on that, plus where funding for the Department of Homeland Security stands later at 6:30.
And there's only a little bit more time left that you'll have to for you have to hang up those skis and snowboards for the season. A look at when Mount Hood Meadows is expected to close coming up as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchik. Glad you're starting your week with us. Chris McGinnis, still off, but yeah. Rod is back.
Hello.
See you, Rod.
Good to be back.
Missed you.
Team, go team. All right, we have clearing skies taking hold coming down from our north right now, and we're starting to see increasing cold spots. Here's the Astor column all lit up from our Astoria column camera, and it's 32 at the airport in Astoria. Here's a brighter look, and you can see the clearing with some blue skies. From our Seaside live camera, it's 31. That's where the clearing's coming in from the northwest. Battleground's now at 32. Hillsboro's now at 34. Everybody on this map is, in fact, in the 30s. Now, as you drop southward, you start to get into more cloudiness, 40 in Almsville and 49 in Albany, but those clouds will be clearing out this morning as well. So, mix of clouds out the door. We'll go mid-30s on average. And then we've got, I keep forgetting to change these words. It's going to be sunny at noon and 48 and sunny at 58. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go correct this graphic. I'll talk to you in about 6 minutes.
Thank you, Rod. Hey, we have breaking news in Forest Grove we need to tell you about right now. Fire crews are on the scene of a commercial fire on Cedar Street near University Avenue. This is a live look at the scene from our Sunrise photographer, Eric Patterson. He says that Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue and Hillsborough Fire are also responding. Officials say that this is an active scene, and to avoid the area, there are also several road closures because of this fire. We've reached out to officials for more information, and we'll update you as soon as we get it.
Also breaking overnight, 2 Marion County Sheriff's Office deputies have been involved in what they say is a use of deadly force incident. The Sheriff's Office says that this happened while deputies were responding to a domestic disturbance on West Staten Road near Almsville just after 7 o'clock last night. It's unclear if anyone was injured or killed, but the Sheriff's Office says no deputies were hurt. The Salem Police Department, with assistance from other agencies, will take over the investigation since they were not involved in the initial response.
Tens of thousands of protesters rallied in downtown Portland Saturday as part of the latest No Kings protest.
This was the latest in a series of nationwide protests against the federal government. In Portland, protesters flooded Waterfront Park and NATO Parkway and marched up and over the Steel Bridge. Maxine Fuchsen with Jewish Voice for Peace tells us what she's most concerned by since the last No Kings protest.
Killing 2 protesters, detaining and deporting families with children, separating families, and bombing a school in Iran, a girls' school, killing 170 plus children and denying it. That is absolutely shocking.
Several other protests were organized across our region, including a rally in Vancouver with people filling up Marshall Park. Protesters also marched in Cannon Beach, with one group saying they hold demonstrations every Saturday. And nationally, millions of people are estimated to have participated in No Kings protests all across the country.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live in Southeast Portland overlooking downtown. So Thomas, what do experts say the results of protests like this? What does this achieve?
Yeah, well, guys, we spoke to a sociologist and political analyst who says when you see more buildup and more protesters, it, one, creates community and can also move the needle in political terms as well. The sociologist we spoke to is named Randall Blazak. He's a co-founder of KEER PNW, a group aimed at de-escalating political violence. Blazak says large-scale turnout at No Kings rallies signals more people are becoming politically engaged.
The people who are kind of outside the framework of activism are recognizing that this thing that they care about, American democracy, is in peril, and so there's an opportunity to act. So it does move the needle because it creates something that looks more like a mass resistance.
Chandler James, a political science professor at the University of Oregon, agrees with Blazek. He says momentum has been building since the last No Kings protest in October, as disconnect has grown around ICE agent conduct and the war with Iran. With the midterms coming up in November, James believes politicians on both sides of the aisle are paying close attention to these protests.
You have to take seriously the fact that 8 million Americans took time out of their Saturday to go protest.
Now, according to national estimates, more than 1 million more people attended these protests on Saturday than they had back in October. So clearly, guys, these protests are growing. Matthew, China.
Thomas, thank you. Meantime, Portland police arrested 3 people Saturday night after another demonstration outside the ICE facility on the south waterfront. The Bureau says after the No Kings rallies, a separate group made its way to the facility. Police declared an unlawful assembly just after 10 p.m. They say throughout the night, protesters damaged the ICE facility's gate and threw rocks at officers trying to contain the crowd. The 3 were arrested on charges of criminal mischief and trespassing.
Vancouver police are asking for help identifying this man wanted in connection with child luring and sexual assault charges. Over the weekend, police posted on X saying officers are investigating charges including assault with sexual motivation, communication with a minor for immoral purposes, and luring. They did not provide any information on when or where the alleged incidents occurred. Initially, police said they had who they believed to be a person of interest, but they were later cleared from the case. Anyone with information is asked to contact Morgan Wells at that email on your screen.
A man accused of killing 2 people at the Gorge Amphitheater in 2023 has pleaded not guilty to murder charges in military court Friday. Court documents say 28-year-old U.S. Army Specialist James Kelly was at a music festival with his girlfriend when he began having a bad trip from psychedelic mushrooms. Kelly told authorities he started hallucinating and thought that the world was ending, so they returned to the campground area. That's when documents say that he grabbed a handgun from his truck and shot at several people. 2 of them died. Kelly is currently being held at a correctional facility. The trial date is not set yet.
On the Oregon coast, the carcass of a gray whale washed ashore in Florence. Experts say it was a juvenile male between 1 and 4 years old and roughly 37 feet long. The animal appeared extremely thin and likely died at sea. Several local tribes harvested what they could in accordance with cultural practices. What was left of the whale was buried.
Mount Hood Meadows is calling it early this year after what's been a difficult ski season. The resort says its final day will be April 12th, which is earlier than usual. While crews say that they've been doing what they can to get the mountain ready each day, there's just not enough snow to work with right now. They could still reevaluate closing day if they get a major series of storms and a whole lot of snow. Rod Hill, is that possible? Well, is that in the realm of reality?
We're going to get a decent snowmaker midweek. Let me tell you how unusual is April 12th. I'll answer that by saying that last year, a year ago, when they basically had seen nearly 200 inches more of snowfall for the season than we've had this season, they closed on May 3rd. And that's usually the goal. You know, they stop 5-day or 7-day a week operations. They go down to like some sort of a weekend program. And then often they'll get into that first weekend or 2 of May. Last year was May 3rd. So, and if you're looking at a calendar, their closing date, unless they get some big storms, will be that final Sunday of Washington's spring break. That's a week from this coming Sunday. All right. Here's a look at what we are dealing with this week. We're all dry up there today. We're all dry up there tomorrow for the most part. And then we've got the 2-day event on Wednesday and Thursday. My best estimate is government camp at pass level will end up with 6 inches over the 2 days. And Timberline, 12 to 18. Mount Hood Meadows should get over a foot, so that'll at least give a jolt of some fresh snow if you are planning on going up this upcoming weekend. This upcoming weekend, you'll probably have bluebird conditions up there. Here's the Vancouver, the Springs of the Waterfront camera. We're down to 34 degrees. So projecting some frosty spots is turning out to be a reality this morning with clearing coming down from the north. The bricks are dry. We see the birds flying there. Down to 38 out at the airport along the Columbia. Kelsa's 33, Astoria is freezing. Salem, you're just now dipping into the 30s at 39. It's 42 out in the Dalles. And then later today, we have cloudiness, southern Oregon, moving up and clipping central Oregon and parts of southeastern Oregon. All could see some light moisture, but we've got the sun coming for a beautiful Monday here on the west side. 58 today in Portland. There's the 2-day rain event, especially Wednesday, and then into Thursday, the nice weekend. That's your update.
Thank you, Rod.